Hey, good morning. So what we are doing today is making a tea, an herbal tea. We're going to mix up a couple of different herbs in it. And the main focus of this tea is to support sleep. I have a daughter who took after her dad, and sleep does not come easy to them. And I read a book about circadian rhythms one time, and I told Tony, I said, apparently yours is broken. Your circadian clock is broken. And he's like, yes, I know it is broken. And so they need a little help. And so the main purpose of this tea is to help sleep. So we're going to use herbs that promote muscle relaxation, mental well-being, and then will also cause sleepiness. And so with that in mind, you need to bear in mind that this is probably not a tea you need to take first thing in the morning or before you get in a car and drive. This would be one you take at the end of the day when you're trying to wind down and tell your systems it's time for sleep. So the main herb in this tea, the main focus is going to be valerian root. Now valerian is that's the root right there. That's the part you use. Valerian is an herb that is more like, probably considered a weed by a whole lot of people. It's going to be have a real broad umbral type bloom, and it has fern-like foliage. It's quite pretty. It's more like a wildflower. The pollinators love those blooms. There's it's not one little flower. It's a bunch of little flowers in an umbral shape. Think of an umbrella shape, and the pollinators love it. So if you're looking for an herb to grow for the pollinators, that's a good one. But we will be using the root of the plant. So the way you would do that is let the plant be 2 or 3 years old, because it's a perennial. It comes back year after year. Then you're going to dig it up, take a portion of the roots, and put the rest back in. Just like you were dividing a perennial. It's the same concept, only instead of just making more plants, we're going to bring the roots in, dry them, and then use them as herbs. So these are already dried. There's my bowl full. And because this is the main component of this tea and the point of this tea, I'm going to have twice as much valerian as I am the rest of the herbs. I am going to use a measuring cup for you guys, because I know that you like a recipe and you like to see, like, measurements. I normally don't measure. I just kind of eyeball it and we go with it. And but you can do that when you're doing it in your home kitchen. You don't have to be precise. So I'm using a 1/4 cup, and we're going to put in we're going to put in a 1/2 cup of valerian root. There's one. There's the other. I'd like to point something out. I didn't measure when I poured it into the bowl. I eyeballed it, and look how close I was. That's why I don't measure a lot. So a 1/2 cup of valerian root, a 1/4 cup of licorice root, which is what that is. Licorice is really good for your gut. If you don't already know this, a great deal of your body chemicals is made in your gut. So things like melatonin, things like that your body uses to help slow down and go to sleep, they're made in your gut. So if your gut's all messed up, your sleep's going to be messed up. And so the licorice will help support a healthy gut. And also licorice supports just a general sense of well-being. So if you're someone who has this vague sense of anxiety all the time and you can't quite put your finger on it, licorice might be a good herb for you. And then to make it taste good, we're putting in a 1/4 cup of tulsi, or holy basil. Holy basil has a wonderful clovey, sweet kind of scent, so that's going to help make this taste better. Valerian is not the best tasting thing. It doesn't smell real great either, but it works. So it's important to use. So tulsi is really great for boosting the immune system as well, and it's good for your body in a general sense. So it's a good one to include. It's really good for your person, and it's really good to help things taste better. Little note though on the tulsi: if you're trying to have a baby, avoid it. It's a natural contraceptive. Mild. I wouldn't, put all my eggs in that basket, but it'll help. And then we have hops. Yes, what you make beer out of. Oh, it smells so good. Hops will make you feel slowed down and easy. That feeling you get from a beer, not the drunk part, but the just chilled out part, that comes from the hops. So you can use hops as an herb, and no, you won't get drunk on it, and no, it won't show up on any of your screenings at work. But what it will do is it'll give you the same benefits of having a nice beer at the end of the day without the alcohol part. So hops is one for making you feel relaxed and good. See, isn't that pretty? So 1/4 cup of that. Teas are pretty much ratios. 1 part to 1 part, 1 part to 2 parts. For this one, I have twice as much valerian root as I do everything else because I wanted valerian root to be the kicker. Okay, last one we're putting in. And this is lemon balm. Lemon balm is an easy herb to grow. It's in the mint family, but it doesn't take over like mint does. You can plant it right in your garden, but it also grows fantastic in a pot. It's one of the easiest ones to grow, and I think if you're looking at starting an herb garden and you've never grown much in the way of plants before, lemon balm is an excellent one to start with. It also tolerates a good bit of shade too, so if it's on your porch or your patio, you can put it in a pot and grow it, and it'll do just fine. So why lemon balm? Lemon balm is also one that encourages sleep, and it's considered a nervine. It's a mild nervine. And so it'll also help slow the systems down. If your brain tends to run away with you in the evening, and when you lay down to sleep, lemon balm is a good choice. There's that pretty lemon balm right there. So, as you can probably have picked up on, everything but the tulsi in here promotes sleep or sense of well-being in some form or fashion. And so that's what this tea is for. Now, you don't have to mix all these different ones together. I'm doing this so that we can hit, what's that phrase? 2 birds with 1 stone kind of deal. That's what I'm going for here for my daughter. So this is a custom tea made for the kid that I know very well. And so I know what things are going to work well with her and what she's going to need. So this takes experimenting sometimes, because this body is a biochemical machine. Each one of our machines are slightly different. So what works for one person really super well might not work for you. It depends on literally how you're wired. And my husband is one that he is already pretty chill. So he doesn't respond well to the same herbs that I do because I'm not chill in any form or fashion. And so I respond well to things that kind of slow me down and bring the temperature down some. And so you just have to experiment with what's what. The child I'm making this tea for is wired a whole lot like me. So I know that what's in here is going to work well for her. And she also loves tea, loves the process of making tea. I don't love tea so much. It works, but for me, I take the valerian root and the licorice and I make a tincture so that I can take it and it's real quick at night. But again, everyone is different. So this way we get everything we need. So now you're just gonna be real fancy like and mix it up. Gorgeous, isn't it? And if you make your own, you know exactly what's in it. And if you grow your own, you truly know exactly what's in it. Half these herbs I grew, half of them I ordered, because hops grows in a climate and a season we don't have much of where I am down in the hot, humid south. And valerian root is one that I haven't been able to get going yet in my own garden. But I'm going to change that this year. That's my goal, is to grow valerian root. I already have the seeds, so we're going to try that again. But the tulsi and the lemon balm I've done. I can grow the valerian root where I am. And then same with the licorice root. I can grow licorice down here. I just haven't got to that one yet. So I buy those in, and it's perfectly fine to buy your herbs. And it's perfectly fine to go down to your local health food store and buy what they have on the shelf and ask them for help. Those people are usually very knowledgeable about what it is that they sell. So you don't have to do it all yourself. But if you want to, you can. So here it is. We're mixed it up. So now, you can either go with a tea bag. They come in different sizes. These are 100% cotton, which is why they're all wrinkled, because I washed them after I got them. And so they're all wrinkly. So now you can fill it, and if you want a big tea bag, they have those. These are good if you're going to make a full body soak for your bathtub. That's another way to use tea. And so put them in a tea bag, put the hot water, steep it, and then you have a cup of tea, or you have a glass of tea. You can drink tea cold. You don't have to drink it hot. But for storing this, you're going to want an airtight container, like a jar, and the less light that can get through, the better. I happen to store mine in the pantry, see behind me, and in a dark corner of the kitchen, so there's not a lot of light to degrade the herbs. But airtight, dry container until you use it. And then this will keep, fresh herbs keep anywhere from 6 months to a year, depending on how well they're stored and what the quality was when they harvested it. There's not always exacts. But what I can tell you is that if you open the jar or the bag and you don't smell the herb, then you know it's been too long. Whenever I open this, I can smell every one of these, and it smells so good. And then something like, especially like the hops, has this real earthy flavor, the scent to it. And so yeah, you can smell them. If you can no longer smell anything, then just toss them out because they're gone. So that's how you know, and that's how you make a tea. If you're in the academy, the recipe will be posted in the academy. So there you go. Y'all have a lovely day. Hey, remember, if you like what you see and you love learning about herbs and homesteading, be sure to follow and share with a friend, because sharing is caring.